Imagine this, friends, let's just make a wild assumption. You slowly open your eyes. The light is blinding. You find yourself standing in a top-tier kitchen, steam rising, stainless steel everywhere. You're in a crisp white chef's uniform, hat perched high. You look professional. A manager in a suit, looking extremely anxious, rushes over and yells in your face, "What are you standing there for?" Table 4's crimson enigma. Move it. The guest has been waiting 15 minutes. The crimson enigma. Your mind is a total blank. You're frozen. Because you don't remember anything. Who are you? Why are you here? And most importantly, what the F*** is a crimson enigma? Is it a soup? A dessert? Does it use lobster? Or chocolate? You look left, a grill is sizzling. You look right, fresh vegetables in the cooler. You have absolutely no idea where to start. Because when you know nothing about something, how can you possibly begin to search for it? Even if, by some miracle, you just grab a piece of wagyu and start searing it, how do you know this is the correct step for the crimson enigma? You don't even know what the finished product is supposed to look like. Are you feeling this chef's desperation? This powerlessness of wanting to do, but not knowing what to do? Alright, let's talk about a real story from a friend of mine. Or rather, a story that's so real it's happening to you and me. We'll call her Claire. Claire, a data analyst. Decent job, good money. On Zoom calls, she's always the one who looks the most professional, the most on it. But only she knows that every single morning, she has to do 20 minutes of mental prep just to get out of bed and open that laptop. She's not happy. Deeply unhappy. She feels, this isn't what I want. So, what does she want? No idea. And so, she falls into the most classic search mode of our time. She starts exploring. She takes expensive pottery classes after work, learns Python on the weekends. She even bought a really expensive ukulele, it's collecting dust in a corner now. She bought countless books on how to find your life's purpose, highlighting every other sentence. She collected massive amounts of data on careers that looked passionate for other people. The result? She's more lost than before. Because she's fallen into a loop of analysis paralysis. She's like a customer who wants a new sofa, wanders around IKEA for 8 solid hours, and finally goes home exhausted without buying anything because there were too many choices. Meno's paradox is manifesting perfectly in her, because she doesn't know what that correct passion looks like, she can't recognize it among the options. She's terrified of choosing wrong, terrified of wasting time, so she just doesn't choose. Claire is stuck. She's trapped at the very first step of searching. She's even starting to wonder if she just doesn't have a passion at all. Maybe everyone who says they found theirs is just lying. If this story grabbed you, friends, this stuff isn't easy to make, so please give it a like or subscribe to show some support. Because this chef's dilemma isn't science fiction. It's a 2,400-year-old bug in our thinking that is still, to this day, logically locking us all up. A long, long time ago, on the streets of Athens, a guy named Meno went to ask an old-timer, an OG, named Socrates, a question. They were originally talking about virtue, you know, how to be a good person. But as they talked, Meno suddenly got stuck. He posed a question that, probably, made even Socrates pause. He said, "Socrates, I'm a bit lost. How can a man search for something when he doesn't know at all what it is?" Alright, let's put on our logic detective hats and take this paradox apart, piece by piece. The reason this thing is so brilliant is that, in terms of formal logic, it's nearly perfect. Look, here's the argument. Premise 1, the big trap. For any piece of knowledge in this universe, let's call it X, your status on X has only 2 possibilities. You either completely know it, 100%. Or you completely don't know it, 0%. This is a black and white, no gray area false dilemma. Premise 2 seems obvious, but critical. If you completely know X, you don't need to search for it. This logic holds. You don't need to search for your own name every morning. Premise 3, the real killer blow. If you completely don't know X, then the act of searching is, logically, impossible. Why? You can't begin, you don't know which direction to look. Should that chef grab a pot or a spoon? B, you can't recognize it, even if you get lucky and trip over it, you won't know this is the thing. Even if the chef made the crimson enigma, he wouldn't know he'd done it. Conclusion. Therefore, searching for knowledge, what we call learning and discovery, is, logically, impossible. Do you see it? This is not some ancient philosophical word game. This is the philosophical ancestor of your analysis paralysis. This is the real reason why you have 50 browser tabs open researching how to start my side hustle, but you can never start. Because you think you completely don't know if it will succeed. Premise 3a. This is why you're terrified of choosing the wrong career at life's crossroads. Because you think you completely don't know what the right career looks like, so even if you found it, you wouldn't recognize it. Premise 3b. Meno's paradox is the underlying operating system bug for all perfectionists and procrastinators. It's an exquisite logical trap. It philosophically castrates your ability to begin. So, we're all stuck. The chef is stuck. Meno is stuck. And you, watching this video, you might be stuck too. Logic has handed us a death sentence. So, how did Plato, the guy who wrote this dialogue, climb out of this pit he dug? He did it in 2 steps. Step 1, he pulled a fast one, a cop-out, proposing a deeply mystical answer. Step 2, to prove his mystical answer was right, he put on a masterclass right in front of Meno, one of the most legendary live demos in the history of human thought. First, let's talk about his cop-out answer. Facing Meno's logical checkmate, Socrates, Plato's mouthpiece, calmly replies, "Meno, you're lost because you've misunderstood the whole thing from the start. There's no such thing as learning new knowledge." Meno was probably like, "What the hell did you just say?" Socrates says, "What we call learning is not a process of acquiring. It's a process of recollection, anamnesis." Yep, you heard me. Recollection. Plato's theory is, our souls are immortal. Before we were reincarnated into this flesh and blood demo version, our souls had already beaten the game. In that cosmic VIP lounge, our souls learned all the absolute truths, geometry, astronomy, what love is, what virtue is, how to make the perfect crimson enigma, all of it. But, tough luck. The moment we were born, the moment the soul was stuffed into the body, we forgot it all. Due to the trauma or from drinking from the river Lethe, whatever you want to call it. So, what you call learning right now is not learning from 0 to 1. You are just recollecting truths you already know, but have temporarily forgotten. The process of learning is just reactivating the knowledge buried deep in your soul. This answer, let's be honest, it's a total cop-out. Isn't this just mysticism? Isn't this hocus pocus? It's like telling our amnesiac chef, "Don't worry. You actually know how to make that dish. You just forgot. Quick, try to remember." What good is that? That doesn't solve the problem. It just transfers the problem to an unverifiable past life of the soul. Meno, obviously, didn't buy it. He immediately clapped back, "You're full of it. What proof do you have that learning is just recollection?" Okay. Here comes the main event. Socrates says, "Fine. You want proof, I'll make you some proof." He turns, and calls over one of Meno's slave boys who was just hanging around. Socrates makes a point to confirm with Meno, "This boy, he's a native Greek speaker?" Meno says, "Yep, grew up in my house." Socrates, "Has he ever studied geometry?" Meno, "Studied what?" "Hell no. He's a slave. He can't even read." Socrates, "Good. He's the one. Now, watch closely. I will not teach him anything. I will only ask him questions. Let's see if he can recollect geometric truth all by himself." This is that legendary live demo, the slave boy experiment. The experiment begins. Socrates draws a square in the dirt with a stick. "Boy, do you know what this is?" "A square." "Okay, he is square, this 1% of known info." Socrates draws the sides. "Let's say this side is 2, and this side is 2. What's the area of this square?" The boy calculates, 2 times 2 equals 4. "Okay, he has multiplication as a known dot." Socrates, "Excellent. Now, I want a square that is twice as large. An area of 4 times 2. Which is?" Boy, 8. Socrates, "Fantastic. So I ask you, to get a square with an area of 8, what should its side length be?" This boy who had never studied geometry, unhesitatingly falls into the first trap. He says, thinking it's obvious, well, area is doubled, so the side must be doubled, right? The original side was 2, so double that is 4. Socrates was definitely hiding a smile. He does not correct the boy. He does not say you're wrong. He just keeps asking questions. This is the essence of the Socratic method. Socrates, good. You said the side is 4. So let's draw a square with side length 4. What's its area? Boy, 4 times 4 equals 16. Socrates, 16. What number did we want again? Boy, 8. Socrates, is 16 double 8? Boy, no. It's 4 times as big. Boom. The boy is floored. He has entered an extremely important state in Greek philosophy, called aporia, confusion, or translated more brutally, intellectual despair. He realizes, holy sh*t. I thought I knew, but I actually don't know a damn thing. Friends, remember this moment. This is not failure in learning. This is precisely the true starting point that allows learning to happen. You must first empty your illusions. You must first know that you don't know, before you can begin to know. The very first premise of Meno's paradox, you either completely know, or completely don't know, is shaken for the first time right here. Socrates just created a third state, knowing that you don't know. The boy is stuck. He says, Socrates, I really don't know. Socrates, see? He's confused now. This is good. Now he is ready to recollect. The second round of guidance begins. This is the hardcore proof. Socrates goes back to the 2 by 2, area of 4, square. He asks, if I cut this square horizontally in the middle, and vertically in the middle, how many little squares does it become? Boy, 4. Socrates, and the area of each one? Boy, 1. Socrates, good. Now, watch this. He draws the diagonals on that 2 by 2 square. This line, the diagonal, does it cut this area of 4 square into 2 equal parts? Boy, yes. He has symmetry as a known. Socrates, very good. Then, Socrates uses that diagonal as the side length to draw a new, bigger square on the outside. This new, big square, how many triangles is it made of? The boy counts, 4. Socrates, in our original area of 4 square, how many triangles was it made of? Boy, 2. Socrates, so, 4 pieces is how many times 2 pieces? Boy, twice as many. Socrates, then the area of this new square is how many times the area of that old square? Boy, twice as big. Socrates, the old area was 4, so the new area is? Boy, 8. Socrates, and so, the side length of this square with an area of 8 is what? The boy points at the line, it's the diagonal of the old square. Socrates turns to Meno, and shrugs. See? Did I teach him anything? I only asked him. He himself discovered, or rather, recollected, this truth, that the square with an area of 8 has a side length equal to the diagonal of the square with an area of 4. Which is, the square root of 8, or 2 times the square root of 2. Plato used this experiment to prove his theory of recollection. The slave boy, someone who knew nothing about geometry, was able to deduce a special case of the Pythagorean theorem, just by being asked. This proved that the knowledge already existed within him. Meno was, on the spot, completely floored. But we are modern people, living 2,400 years later. We have cognitive science, neurobiology, computer science, reincarnation, cosmic VIP lounges. We don't buy this mysticism. So if the theory of recollection is wrong, what the hell did this experiment actually prove? Was Plato cheating? Yes, and no. Where he cheated was by exploiting the initial bug in Meno's paradox, that false dilemma premise. You are never, ever starting from 0%. That slave boy, did he know nothing about geometry? Wrong. He was not a 0% blank slate, tabula rasa. He was a low-spec computer with 5% of the knowledge. What did he already know? He knew what a square was, visual recognition. He knew what twice as big meant, basic arithmetic concept. He knew how to count, 1, 2, 3, 4. He knew what half and symmetry were, powerful spatial intuition. These were his cognitive tools. His latent knowledge. He didn't know the answer, SQRT of 8, but he possessed all the parts necessary to deduce that answer. So what role did Socrates really play? He wasn't an awakener. He was a programmer. Or a scaffolding builder. Socrates' questions were not guiding the boy to recollect soul knowledge. His questions were forcing the boy to run an algorithm. Look at what he did. Step 1. Induce failure, aporia. He let the boy guess 4, then used the boy's own logic, 4 times 4 is equal to 16, to prove him wrong. This step is critical. This isn't discouraging him, this is clearing the cache. This is forcing a bug fix. This is telling the boy, your common sense old algorithm, double the area equals double the side, is wrong. Throw it out. Step 2. Provide scaffolding. The boy would never think to draw the diagonals on his own. This was extra data that Socrates provided. By drawing the picture, Socrates massively reduced the boy's cognitive load. He forcibly converted an algebra problem, $x2 equals $8, into a visual problem, counting triangles, that the boy could handle. Step 3. Force recombination. Socrates used yes/no questions to force the boy to connect his known I can count, with his known b, I recognize triangles. How many pieces in the big one? 4. How many pieces in the small one? 2. Is 4 double 2? Yes. So, is the big one double the small one? Yes. Boom. Learning happened. That yes. That is the moment new knowledge was born. This new knowledge, the square built on the diagonal has an area of 8, was it recollected? Hell no. It was constructed. It was a new product that the boy assembled on the spot, using his existing parts, counting, symmetry, triangles, on the scaffolding, questions, drawings, that Socrates built. This completely translates Plato. Learning is not recollecting a complete answer you forgot. Learning is recombining the scattered parts you already know, to construct a new structure you never had. Okay, let's upgrade that puzzle metaphor. Plato's recollection says you have a complete puzzle in your head, soul knowledge, but it's shattered, and you're just remembering its original picture. The cognitive science explanation is, you don't have the complete puzzle. You don't even know what the final picture looks like. All you have are 10,000 random scattered pieces from different boxes. One piece is called square, one is counting, one is rosemary, one is lamb chop. We're learning and searching. It's you, squatting on the floor, picking up rosemary and lamb chop, 2 known pieces. You discover that they're edges. Click. Match. That click moment, the moment that local fit is recognized, that is learning. Now, back to the amnesiac chef. Does he really know nothing about the crimson enigma? No. He's not 0%. He has 5% of latent knowledge, his sense of taste, smell, his muscle memory. He doesn't need to recollect the complete recipe, the final picture. He just needs to act, to search for the first local fit. He smells rosemary, piece A. He sees a lamb chop, piece B. His known chef's intuition tells him A and B. Click. Match. He starts to act. He sears the lamb chop, an action. He tastes the juices, a test. His tongue tells him, too bland, needs acid. A failure / bug fix. He grabs a lemon, piece C, and squeezes it in, another recombination. Click, the taste is right. He wasn't searching for something he didn't know. He was building the unknown using the things he did know. The moment that chef picked up his pan, the moment he started to act and test, Meno's paradox. Poof, vanished completely. Plato bypassed the paradox using souls and recollection. We crushed it using action and recombination. Plato was half right. The answer is within us. But what's in there isn't the complete answer. It's that giant pile of scattered parts, and the algorithm to assemble them. Logically, we've now cracked the paradox. But Plato's Socratic method is still a bit gentle, a bit idealistic. It assumes we always have a Socrates nearby to guide us. In the real world, we don't. If we want to logically kill this paradox for good, we need a tougher, more modern, more contrarian weapon. Alright, let's bring in the 20th century's king of the contrarians, The ultimate assassin of logic, Karl Popper. Popper enters, kicks over the table where Plato and Meno are sitting. He'd say, "Hey, you two. You've been asking the wrong fucking question from the start." Meno and Plato, what was their ultimate goal? It was finding truth. Meno asked, "How do I find a truth I don't know?" Plato said, "You recollect the truth from your soul." They were both playing a game of verification. And Popper, this contrarian, his core argument is, truth cannot be verified. You can never, logically, prove something is absolutely true. This is his famous problem of induction: seeing 10,000 white swans can never prove all swans are white. Popper says, science and learning are not a process of verification. It is, and only is, a process of falsification. This tiny shift is like going from geocentrism to heliocentrism. It, logically, atomizes Meno's paradox. Let's look at the paradox's killer blow one more time. If you don't know X, truth, even if you find it, you can't recognize it. Popper would sneer, "You're damn right. You can't recognize truth. But who the hell told you to look for truth?" Popper says, "I don't look for truth. I only look for errors." Learning in the progress of knowledge is not a from 0 to 1 process of acquisition. It's a from version 1.0 to 1.1 process of error correction. Look at how this new algorithm bypasses the paradox. You never start from 0%, he agrees with Plato on this. You always start from a version 1.0 guess, conjecture, or prejudice. This guess is what you know. And then? Meno's, and Plato's, path. How do I verify my guess is right? How do I find the truth? Popper's path. How do I falsify my guess? How do I find the error in my guess? You don't need to know what truth looks like. You only need to know what your current hypothesis looks like. And errors. Errors are fucking crystal clear. Errors slap you in the face. The slave boy didn't need to know what the truth looked like. He just needed to know that when he guessed 4, his own logic, 4 times 4 is equal to 16, would slap him in the face. 16 does not equal 8. He recognized the error. So he learned, 4 is wrong. His knowledge progressed from "I guess it's 4, to "I know 4 is wrong." That is learning. Okay, let's take this dragon-slaying sword from Popper and go back to Claire, who is stuck in analysis paralysis. Why is she stuck? Because she keeps asking the Meno question, what is my true passion, the truth? She is trying to verify something she doesn't know. Of course she's stuck. Popper would walk up and slap her. Stop fucking analyzing. Stop searching. You won't find it. Right now, this instant, just make a damn guess. Claire, I guess, my passion is, being a potter. This is her falsifiable hypothesis. Meno would ask, but how do you know if it's your truth? Popper would say, who the hell cares if it's truth? We're going to go kill this hypothesis right now. Action begins. Claire doesn't quit her job. She signs up for a weekend pottery boot camp. She is not going to find her passion. She is going to test her passion equals pottery hypothesis 1.0. Data/results, the face slap from reality. After 2 days, she discovers. She hates getting her hands sticky. Data 1. Her back is killing her. Data 2. The things she made are so ugly her own mother wouldn't want them. Data 3. She found the process incredibly boring, she'd rather be making Excel charts. Data 4. Conclusion, knowledge is born. Her hypothesis 1.0 has been thoroughly falsified. Friends, I ask you. Did Claire fail? No. She fucking succeeded. She learned incredibly valuable knowledge. She found knowledge. She now knows, pottery is not her path. Her knowledge system just iterated from "I guess it's pottery" to "I damn well know it's not pottery." She knows more than the her who was in analysis paralysis last week. She has moved forward. Popper's falsification gives us a feedback loop that doesn't need a Socrates. Guess, experiment, find error, falsify, make new guess, repeat. This is the true face of searching. You are not in a dark warehouse searching for a black box you've never seen. You are in a warehouse full of junk, picking up something you think is treasure, and smashing it on the ground. If it shatters, great. You learned, this is not treasure. You throw it away, you've cleared space, and you move on to smash the next thing. Learning is a process of elimination. So, friends, we've caught this old ghost that's been wandering for 2,400 years. Meno's Paradox, what is it? It's not a cosmic truth. It's a language trap. A bug in the software. It's an exquisite analysis paralysis initiator. It uses the false dilemma of completely knowing versus completely not knowing to logically justify our procrastination and our fear. It makes us believe that before perfect preparation, the act of starting is stupid, or even impossible. And today, we use 2,400 years of intellectual weapons to dismantle it. That amnesiac chef, that lost Claire, and that stuck you, are saved. So, the next time this paradox comes to lock you up, what do? You just remember this anti-Meno action guide. This is your new operating system. Rule 1, stop Meno-style questions. This is the source of the bug. Stop asking, what is my passion? What does true love look like? Where is the right answer? These are all black box questions. They presuppose a 100% truth that you don't know. The moment you ask, the paradox activates, and you crash. Rule 2, start Socratic-style inventory. You are never 0%. You damn well have 5% of parts. Ask yourself, what do I already know? What actions am I good at? For example, I'm good at organizing, I'm good at connecting people, I'm good at deconstructing problems. What am I drawn to? Your learning and searching is not about inventing new things. It's about recognizing the local fit between your existing parts. The verb organizing and the noun climate data. Match. That is your next step. Rule 3, and the most important damn rule of all, execute Popper-style action. This is your dragon-slaying sword. Stop analyzing. Based on your Rule 2, just guess a direction. My hypothesis 1.0, I, Claire, will enjoy using organizing to work on climate data. Now, your goal is not to prove this hypothesis is right. Your goal is to try to prove it is wrong as fast as humanly possible. Go falsify it. Go act. Go test it to failure. Go intern at that company for a week. Go get your face slapped by reality. If your face gets slapped, for example, you discover you hate climate data, then that's fucking wonderful. You succeeded. You learned that hypothesis 1.0 is garbage. You eliminated an error. Your knowledge iterated to version 1.1. You know more than the paralyzed you of last week. You have moved forward. This is the truth of learning. Learning is not acquiring. Learning is correcting. Meno's paradox makes you believe you must have the map before you can start the journey. Plato says, don't worry, you're not 0%, you have parts and scaffolding inside you. And Karl Popper says, to hell with the map. The very act of starting the journey is the act of drawing the map. You don't need to know the correct recipe for that damn crimson enigma. You just need to know, it's time to light the fire. And be fully prepared to burn your first stake.